Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line. Hey, everybody. Feeling good today. How about you? I hope, even if you're not, you will be before you get out of here. That's a guarantee. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Laura Michaels Harris, and it's a great day in the neighborhood. Things are only getting better. I promise you, after today, after this morning, and for every day moving forward. Together, when we come together and fulfill that wonderful promise of where two of us come together with the same life mind, something wonderful will happen. I guarantee you, no matter what you think you're working with, what's going to happen is you're going to take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and bold to bolder, because when we pour into each other, there's nothing better. Can I get an amen? There we go. There we go. Welcome to Hump Day. It's the 29th day. We got one more day in the month of September, and then we're moving into the last quarter, you guys, Q4 of this year. So, I always remind myself, and then I remind you. I start with myself. Don't point to someone else's eye until you take the thing out of your own, right? So, what I'm getting at is it's the last quarter. Whatever your goals were at the beginning, don't feel like, oh, I've already blown it. Oh, I just wish I had more time. You do. You have more time and you haven't blown anything. Everything that did not seem to work out this year and every year before, everything that seemed like a speed bump or a sore throat, a scratchy sweater, whatever it is, okay, just remember all of those things led you right here for today and led us to each other. So no mistakes on the planet. Just maybe a misstep, but that's okay. So welcome again to the show. I got to ask you guys something. I got a great show for you today. Two wonderful guests. We're pouring into you. April 28th is the third Power of We Symposium. We took a year off, obviously, because of COVID. And we were going to go to Australia. And so we're going to wait a while. So we're going to do it here in Chicago. That's right. April 28th at the beautiful Stan Mansion down in Logan Square, which is smack dab downtown in the city here of Chicago. So we celebrate underprivileged, underserviced kids, period. It's not just, inner city kids. It's just kids. And so this year we're doing something a little bit different, stepping up our game, if you will. We have to do better. It's that E&R you hear me talk about. And so I've been bringing people in from time to time that have had experiences, everything from volunteering, being a ticket purchaser, maybe one of the speakers or MCs, also people that have just donated. Tim Johnson was here. He pays for all the food every year for the kids at the Power of We Symposium. And today I'm bringing in two people who are new to the Power of We Symposium team. I'm very careful about who I let through that door, if you understand what I mean there, because I have to protect this not just this brand, but this mission that we're all on, as far as keeping our kids safe and for giving them the best experience we can, So I'm very careful about those people that come in, and they got to have the right heart, the right mindset. And today's guests are two such people, James Feltz and MARTY Martinez. You've seen them before. They have a wonderful show, Lounge with Legends on the E360 network, doing great things, tearing up the numbers, to be honest with you. And so they have some side things that they do outside of just the show, like we all do. And I brought them aboard because they're going to help everything about the Power We go up a level. And why is that important? Because everything we do, we need to mean it. Absolutely mean it. That means you can't be half in and half out about a decision, or I'm going to test it out with them. No, commit. When you mean something, it then begins to automatically convert into things and opportunities and feelings, blessings that are meaningful to the world. So keep that in mind. So that's why they're here today. But before I get them in here, somebody here may not know anything about Power of We Symposium. So I want to give you a little peek in, and then we'll bring in our guest and get started. Is that okay? I hope so. Put in the comments how you're feeling today on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being grateful, 10 being motivated, inspired, and ready to face whatever's ahead of you today. If that's how you feel, put a 10. Drop a 10 into the comments, would you? And take a look at what we're doing with the Power of We Symposium. Statistics say they shouldn't be here. Statistics say they should be on the streets, in jail, or worse. Statistics say their dreams will never see the light of day. A lot of people never see this side of things, where I've been and where these kids are. A lot of people never see how we try to make something from nothing. They never see how hard we have to work to keep our dreams from being stolen by one tough decision. A lot of people don't realize that the margin for error for a young life lost to darkness and a life of success comes down to just one opportunity. But we have the power to change that. Not only do we have the power, we have the responsibility to keep sharing our light on the path for those who want to find their way out of darkness. We have the power of adversity, overcoming every obstacle to make our dreams a reality. We have the power of choice, knowing that every day we can choose to succumb or to keep moving forward. We have the power of control, knowing our destiny is within our hands. And we have the power of confidence because each and every one of us has greatness within. We have the power of leadership, forging a path not only for ourselves, but for others just like us. We have the power of passion, pouring every ounce of our being, every breath of our souls into our biggest dreams. We have the power of harmony, knowing that we achieve more as we create an infallible social compatibility. We have the power of love, where our purity, decency, and truth will heal the world. We have the power of tranquility, in that we can exchange the chaos, turbulence, and the noise for the cool composure and serenity of the dream achieved. We have the power of community, where there is strength in numbers and a responsibility to each other, because together we can do more. We have the power of action, because knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. What you do should mean something. What you do should make a difference. What you do should provide an opportunity to increase the power of we. So please, use your power to change the world by registering to sponsor our deserving youth leaders of today and beyond. For together, we can, we will do great things. Well, there you have it. That's what we do with the power of we. I want you guys out there to know every one of those kids you saw in that promo video from 2 years ago are actual kids from some of the hardest hit areas here in Chicago. I'm proud and very happy to report that every one of those kids you saw in there each went to an Ivy League university with a full academic scholarship under their belt. And today they are juniors moving. They are now currently in their junior year. And I get reports from their parents, from them. It's just a wonderful thing. And it can only happen because of what we do together. So speaking of we, I want to welcome James Allen. Oh, you added your middle name to your, okay. James Allen Phelps, I stand corrected, Spartan 6, and Marty Martinez, also known as Moek, master of all knowledge. So, and you're going to see why. Oh, look at it. Oh, stop. Anyway, you didn't say it when you typed it in. Okay. You guys have developed purpose. Remember, it's always in full effect here on the show. Not just a proper, clever gimmick. It is an opportunity, because when it rings, that's because there's some truth out there. And as we know, the truth has a ring to it. So tune in, sit up, and take something good with you today, won't you please? So you guys, you saw the video, and I just wanted to tell everybody, you heard me prior saying, how careful we are about attaching ourselves to anybody with the power of we. We're so blessed. We got an award after the one in Atlanta, that team from the United Nations. Who could have ever thought, right? But that's because when we all come together, that's the kind of stuff that happens. It truly is. And so you guys stepped to me and said, I think we can take the power of we with your help from great to greater. So you had my attention. And so tell everybody about yourselves. Some people may not know you. After the commercial break, I'm going to give them a taste of Lounge with Legends. I got something pulled up. But in the meantime, just say hello, tell them what you're doing, and get into JD 214 and what you're doing to help us here at Power of We.
I'm going to let James kick off.
James Allen.
I'm not used to that. I might need Marty to do it. Are you sure? No, first off, Lauren, hey, just humbled and honored as always just to be here. That's probably the 7th time that I've seen that video. And every time I pick out something new and it hits me a little bit harder every time, because So you did a great job with that. That was a great video, and because it shares the message and the reason why you're doing what you do. And
thank you for saying that. And incidentally, that video is actually what was submitted that actually got us that award that I mentioned. So, and I feel great about it because those kids, none of them had seen themselves ever recorded outside of something on their Facebook, off their phone. So when we brought that to them that day on the big screen in their auditorium, it was an amazing experience to let them know that, look at what you've done. You have sealed your place in history yet again. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. So thank you for that. So
yeah, it just illustrates the power of story and how story can motivate others and inspire others. So, I don't know. Did you write the script for that?
I did. And, interesting point about that. And when I hear it every time, it's like I'm not even listening to myself. Seriously, real talk here. What is greater than actually download it, not only every single syllable of every word in one pass, that instructed me exactly where to say what, how to say it, all of it. The music took me right to it. It was just incredible. But again, I knew back then I was surprised. I was like, wow. But now I live in a world of expectancy. I just expect when we do our best and follow the 4 agreements, and all the principles that we're tasked with, these are the kinds of things that happen. It just comes together, right? So, and that's why you guys are here. That's another example. Your being here is just like all of that stuff for the video, all that content, how it came together, the law of attraction, people of like-mindedness willing to come together and be together and stay together. You see what I'm saying? Right. Those kids are still in my life. Right. The people that were there on the first day are still in my life. It's just an incredible thing that purpose gives us. So, Marty, your turn.
Yeah, I agree with James and echo the first time you showed us that video. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the kitchen cutting onions because I did get choked up. I mean, it really was. It was emotional, and that was when James and I talked, and I said, I don't want to join this team because it's not a team; it's a family, it's a movement, and that's where the power of we is more than it's stronger than community. It's stronger than team. It is a family. It is a movement, and that's why we came together and James and I came together and said, we can do this as part of Joint Task Force 214, which is our digital marketing side of our endeavors. And because it goes together so well with what you do as a storyteller, as clearly illustrated by the video you just showed, and then what we do as story sellers. With our digital marketing system, we sell the hero's journey, and I think it goes perfect because what we're trying to do together now with Power of We is to get people to take action and work together, and that's what I'm hoping. That's what I know we're going to bring, because you know how people struggle to find words to sell their products and their services. That's what James and I will bring. Is we're going to bring clarity to clarify the message so that it communicates clearly to that emotion that your video brought. And that's what we want to bring over and over so that when people see it, they say, I know exactly what this movement's about.
Right. And you get it. And see, that's the thing. And you guys out there, I know a lot of us do the same kind of work in the best way that we can, as far as, being influencers and just staying the course. And, a lot of us have been burned in the past, had aligned ourselves because we're over anxious or any number of reasons, but aligned ourselves with people that at the time you find out, they're not of the same mindset completely. Not everything they do or move from is integrally based. And so the thing about it is, it's like I always tell people, the power of we to me is like, I'm very careful when I pass it over to someone. It's like a baby. It's okay here's the diaper bag, you can feed the baby, but I want to come back and cut the baby's hair. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody tell you you could cut the baby? You gonna cut my baby's hair?
Yeah.
You see, right? You been want to kill somebody. So
Come on
that's
with a
kind of
bowl
how I
haircut.
look at it. But I wanted to talk about this here. People go, why? Because I know all of you are going to be doing your own things. All of you. If you keep doing it and taking a step forward every day, just a little bit, like Harrison Klein says, small shifts, big changes. You will find yourself just itching to do this sort of a thing in your own way. And so it's nice to bring people to your attention too for whatever you're doing that can help you get there, and you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder that they're trying to take you for your money, that they're going to promise 100% and give you 1%. You don't have to worry about that. When we come together like this, like Marty said, family, that's just how it is. And family, don't get it twisted. Don't think, well, in my family, my cousin so-and-so stole my car. I still ain't got that $100 from Eva. I'm not talking about that kind of family. That's relatives. That's blood. That's relatives. Family is love. That's all.
Yeah.
Just love, right? So with that comes all the things: respect, honesty, transparency, on and on. So when you came to me, it took I still have the notes from we had been kind of edging about it, but yesterday when we had our meeting, which is how I said, well, I need to bring you right in. Because I want you guys to go on the full journey this time. So for those of you who are smart enough, strong enough, willing to take a risk on us and come April 28th to Chicago, we want to make sure that you understand
Spanish.
Every cell, every ounce, every drop of the experience, and know that you were there from the very beginning, because it belongs to you, just like it belongs to us. That is why it is the power of we. So you explain, tell everybody how you explained it to me yesterday about why it's so important to put something like this, almost like a bumper on a vehicle, between the most important part, the expensive body, and whatever it's going to butt up against, to make sure that there's something there. Talk about that if you could, Mark. Both of you. I'm going to step out and let you guys.
Yeah. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, no, I did. Yesterday's conversation, every time we talk with Lauren, is great because I find myself developing. So I don't know if you remember yesterday, Lauren, you asked me, hey, what's different today? And for the longest time, you got to do self-reflection first. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and make assessments. And for the longest times, I would say, deeds, not words. But now, even after watching the video for the 7th time today, I think words and deeds are equal. So I think it's words and deeds matter. It's not just about your deeds, it's about what you say as well, because what you say and that clarity is what changes and provides those emotions, those fundamental elements of emotion that we're trying to get toward. But to answer Lauren's question specifically, it's just to use his words, he always says, hey, just take a great thing and make it greater. And I think that's what it's about, Marty. I think that's what we're going to that's what we're going to do. I'm sorry. The try word I got to get rid of, but that's what we're going to do.
Right. I think so. Specifically to address Lauren's point, Lauren, we had the discussion about what does this look like at the end? And Lauren is very visual. Lauren was talking about at the end, what do the children look like? What do the people look like as they were leaving? Well, one of the things that we talk about at Joint Task Force 214 is we translate military skill sets or military superpowers into business success. So what we're taking, what Lauren's talking about, are those happy, smiley faces, the emotions, and we're providing our military planning principles to it. So we said, Lauren, what we're going to do is we call that your desired end state. And we're saying this is your current state. And now, what are all the things that we need to do to get there, from a digital marketing to get everyone there to understand the power of we and how powerful this mission is, so that they understand the movement and why they need to take action, why this is so important, and what are all those things involved. And there's a lot of things that we need to do in order to really drive home the importance and the power of this mission. And that's why James and I said, challenge accepted. Giddy up. Let's do this, because what we're going to do And what we always say we're going to do is create space and fill it with value and opportunities. And that's what we're going to do. So we're taking, again, Lauren, I think we're so in line with what we're talking about. Lauren's talking about it from his artistic mind of, I see the faces, this is, and then how do I get there? And then because I was a military planner for so long, doing all these missions everywhere, I'm saying, yep, and this is how we can do it, blocking and tackling, put it on sticky notes and dry erase board. This is how we can achieve your dreams and get people, as James was saying, deeds, not words, to take action. So I think that's what you were talking about. Actually, I know that's what you're talking about, Lauren.
Yeah.
Does that answer the mail for you, sir?
Yeah, it does. And I really just wanted people to feel the space that you all hold for people. Here's the deal. And I didn't expect to be talking about this, but here it is nonetheless. So many people abandon because they're frustrated, because they don't, for so many reasons, death grip on things, aren't willing to release it to anybody, not being able to admit our own weaknesses, that's a two-parter, because when you do realize your weaknesses, it doesn't mean a bit of difference unless you've already drawn the right kind of people into your space, and you know them from all directions, bottom to top, top to bottom, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, corner to corner. Oftentimes when you do that, you find that you don't have to cold call or Google to find what you need. It is already there because you were loving this person or these people before it was something you needed from them. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I always say, when I bring people to opportunities, I let them know, look, that's just the business part. It doesn't matter if you do it or don't. It is, for me, it works. It may not be a good fit for you, but if it is, and if it isn't, the person or the people that I'm connecting you to are people or a person that you really should think about putting some roots down with. And that's the thing about us, we shouldn't be self-serving. So I love that. I felt really good. It was very affirming when you came to me, because I didn't have any of those old feelings of, oh no, how much is this gonna cost? Right. Oh, should I try to get it free? We're friends, or all that stuff that gets in the way.
Hey, Lauren, real quick, I see Tracy's comment in there saying Tracy, words and deeds both matter. And I agree, but let me expand on that real quick. When we say deeds, not words, Tracy, what we're talking about is, it goes back to talk is cheap. And what we mean is, so our coach, we're Story Brand certified guys, so we subscribe to Donald Miller's theory. If you've read his books, Building a Story Brand and Business Made Simple, the value-driven professionals are driven towards action. And so a lot of people will talk about all the things they're going to do, but they rarely action it. And so that's what we mean about deeds, not words. And I agree, words matter. Be kind to the words to yourself and how you treat yourself. But those aren't the words we're talking about. We're talking about create the action plan and then action it. And that's what we're talking about, Tracy.
So there you go. Now, Marty brought it to you from a business standpoint, but it was still principled and morally sound. So I would just break it down for you, Tracy. Tracy coaches with me. Like my mom told me, my birth mom, in the first half hour of knowing her when I found her at age 32. As soon as I walked in, she looked me up and down. She goes, you look just like your older brother, Charles, and he is one silver-tongued fox. So that means you can probably talk yourself out of anything too. But let me tell you something. This woman, I don't watch people's mouths. I only watch her feet. So it's never going to be about what you tell me. It will always be about what you show me. Mm-hmm. That made all the difference. And then she walked into the kitchen to make a cup of sanka, and all I did was stand there going, oh my God, that's my mom. Right. So I get it. You're absolutely right. So
that's the beauty though. I mean, because like for myself, like I was mentioning earlier, it's a struggle. It's a daily struggle for myself, and you mentioned, Lauren, about, we approached you. We didn't know. Here's the thing that I think that's so great about the whole thing is we are evolving every day. We honestly 3 weeks ago probably wouldn't have known this opportunity was going to exist, that we could provide value in this way. We knew we could provide value, but we didn't know exactly what value we could bring. But like Marty said, we created this space with you, and then we figured out where we could help facilitate and fill a gap. And that's really what we're really wanting to do. We're wanting to, solidify that end of your marketing that's going to actually, clarify your message, your marketing message, so then other people understand what's going on too. Because you already have a clear message in what the event is about, and it's not about you; it's about the children, and that's the key. I mean, with the deeds and words stuff for myself, I always get in conflict with this because I always set the intention with the good words, then I start with the good deed, and then sometimes I don't follow through with the final action piece of it.
Yeah,
so that's where I think all of those comments are. I think everyone in the conversation is correct, if that makes sense.
So everyone, you're right. You're absolutely right. And that was a great way to support the mission and what we're talking about here today, James, because it's true. And see you guys right there. Now just follow along. This is just what happened in our business call yesterday. The only difference is that you're here. So what I mean by that is when you're in any type of negotiation thing, no matter where you find yourself, the frequency of what you have manifested should be clear, because it has that ring that comes with the truth. And so, you see, I don't have to explain what I know to be true. It's like this, you guys. It's time we all start looking at each other like, okay, so what if we were T-shirts? We could turn around, we could look at the tag at the back of our T-shirt, and we'd be surprised in a lot of cases that, hey, look, we came from the same manufacturing plant, say Haynes or whatever. But then every now and then, as you move closer to the center of your circle of purpose, it's happened in my life, so that's the only place I'm speaking from. I find myself now checking the tag on the side of that garment. And then I look at people, I go, wow, look at that. Not only are we from the same manufacturing plant, but we were literally cut from the same bolt of cloth. You can take the patterns on both pieces of fabric and scoot them together and see that they came off the same roll. And that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful place to be. And all of us deserves to feel that at least once, because the truth never changes. So we only need to feel it once. You see, you only need to feel that once and you'll never go back, right? So what do you guys find in your business is the most common challenge for people to make those kinds of decisions, to implement things that, I'm not techie, or I don't understand it, this, that, and the other. And that's what I did for many, many seasons with my brands. Because I didn't understand Facebook ads or this and the other, I just thought I didn't need it. Or maybe I'll do it some way that you don't have to do that. Like, I'm different. And then I get to the point like, oh, now I see why they do it. So what are the objections or the pushbacks you commonly run into with people that you can help?
Honestly, I think I'm going to cut James off before he talks. I apologize. But honestly, it's not even the techie part. The biggest objection we have is telling people that it's not about you. You need to take a back seat and understand you need to make it about your client, your avatar, your buyer persona, whatever you call that person that you're trying to sell to. And so what we do is in our story brand is we talk about the hero's journey. And so the hero's journey is we're basically, if you've ever watched a movie, that's how we advertise. That's our entire thing, is we're walking through a story. And so the hero, that's your avatar who has a problem. And now you come in as the guide who has a solution that's going to help them achieve success, avoid certain failure, and they're going to have a character transformation. And having to tell people about, no, it's not about me. It's not the best thing here. No, it's actually how are you going to make their life better? How are you going to address their concerns, their problem? That's different. And so everything's talking about words create feelings, and the words, absolutely, words matter. And the words that you use for that hero, that person you're talking to, helps. And so
okay, let's take a look at this one. I'm going to put this up here. Let's talk about this one. Words create feelings. Now,
Absolutely.
why, to me, that one, that's where it can become a fork in the road, for, if you will, for a lot of people, simply because a lot of us confuse feelings with emotions. And I know for many, I still do it. I have to catch myself or have someone around me and on my team that catches me when I switch from feelings to emotions. Can you guys, do you have anything to say about the difference as far as business goes?
I think it goes back to what you already taught us before, Lauren, because you have said this, right? This is simple. This is the playbook for it.
It really is.
I mean, even in business, even in life, if you follow this plan in your business as well, it will work. Marty says a great thing. You know, he always, and I give him credit, you know, he is the MOAC. Okay. Yeah. And the bottom line is he says, you know, you got to have your stuff in order at home first. You got to be the CEO of your own life before you can be the CEO of your company. Right. That's and right. Marty said that, and you know, and you said use the 4 agreements, you know, and that to me is the playbook. If you really want a playbook, just to be, you know, just to be transparent, you're not supposed to cuss. You know, for us Army folks, Marty even says it even simpler. And you know what he says, Lauren?
What?
He says, "Don't be an asshole." And that's it. I mean, it's so
I need to tattoo that on my arm.
I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, you know, I hate to be vulgar and say a cuss word, but the bottom line is
that's what we say in our house. So
I mean, that's what it's about. And I get a passion and emotional about it because it's something that, you know, you helped us with. Marty's helped me with personally, and we deal with this every day. And, you know, you talked about what our biggest struggle is in business and stuff like that. I would say, like Marty said, you know, just to, you know, piggyback off of what he said, is our biggest struggle is people want to be the hero to everyone, right? When you position yourself as the hero, what happens? You position yourself as the hero, you can't save everyone.
Right.
But if you position yourself as the guide, you can assist the hero and make them the hero of their life.
Exactly right. And also a little addendum there. When you see yourself always needing to be the hero, you don't know how to ask for help because heroes don't think, you know, who's going to be the hero for the hero. They never show that unless you're talking about those Marvel gangs of people. Yeah. But in real life.
So here's the secret. The hero in every movie you watch is always actually the weakest character.
Yeah.
Because they always need something. Luke Skywalker was the hero of Star Wars. He needed Obi-Wan Kenobi as a guide to show him how to be a Jedi. He needed Yoda to show him the way. Jason Bourne was the hero. He needed the French girl to show him blah, blah, blah. You know, the Matrix, Neo was the hero. He needed more, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
You know, so that's why you don't want to be the hero. You want to be the guide to be strong, to show them. So that's the difference. And so going back to the emotions, we utilize the words to pull an emotion from the hero so that they take action. And that's the things that, you know, Lauren's going to go through this when we sit down and build out this journey, because we're going to actually go through his own journey on this, and we're going to sit down and say, okay, so what are they going through? And with the emotion, what's the internal? What's the external? So that's when we talk about feelings versus emotion. Emotion is you split that into neurophysiological.
Oh, Lord.
External.
You know the rules. No words with more than 6 syllables. That is a warning. You stand in warning. One more time, I'm going to fine you in contempt of court.
Put them in the waiting room. Put them in the waiting room.
I can play one on Facebook.
But you have an internal and external, right? But from that, they do have a feeling of how that makes them feel, right? And so we kind of go back and forth. And those are some of the things that we say, but we're going to help you with that.
Right.
Because you're going to feel
part less than 6 syllables. It's simple. The guide makes you better. period. Right.
Absolutely.
The guide makes you better. Marty and I, the reason we have a great relationship is, and he's on here. So I know we're streaming to all your viewers on E360 nationwide, worldwide, actually.
Yeah.
But, even for myself, who's my guide? Marty, right? Each one of us need to have a guide in our life that's helping us in this journey.
This is true.
I mean, because of the relationship that Marty and I have, and you can see the dynamics, even if you watch our show or anything like that, the dynamics is I'm typically the one that's quiet, but you know why I'm quiet? Is because I'm soaking it all in.
Yeah.
Because I'm there in the moment and I'm actually enjoying that moment. And the thing is, because of, reconnecting with Marty, guys like yourself, Lauren, it's actually made me a better person. I've made changes in my life. I've left businesses. I've left opportunities that I thought was an opportunity when it wasn't. It was actually something that was holding me back. And because of the guide giving me the courage and the strength to walk away from those things, now look at what we're able to accomplish. Now I can come to Lauren and say, we can help you with the power of we. Because now I'm in a position where I can help you. If 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to help you.
Right.
And that goes both ways. I mean, the whole reason, and we've talked about this, Lauren, the whole reason we created Lounge with Legends was because I was going through my own personal hell. Yeah. I had junk in my brain. We call it the brain housing group. And that's why I was watching, I was trying to file my VA claim. And I realized that watching people do 22 push-ups a day really wasn't helping people not want to commit suicide. It was great for your biceps, push-ups, and back, but not really doing much. But the power of story, again, and talking to my ranger buddy was helping me. James was my guide. And so having that and then bringing you on the show and bringing other people, that's where we're helping people celebrate veteran success. So again, we're bringing in multiple people that actually every time we bring someone on to Lounge with Legends, they're the guide helping us as heroes, get through our day-to-day life of, how do you get through these tough times? And it's kind of like what we're doing. It's an offshoot of what we're doing with Power OE. How do you get through these tough times? How do you join a community and a movement?
With that thought, I want you guys to think about that, put some comments in. We'll be right back in just a moment after one brief message. But before we go to that message, thank you guys very much for being here, pouring in. During the break, share this out. There's still a lot of great content ahead before we get out of here. And I just want to say, going into this spot, it's my last and final time of saying thank you publicly. Again, tomorrow is the last day of the month, and that is the end of my 2-month run as the cover person for Shift Magazine. And, it's nice to thank people, including all of you, for supporting all that we do on the front end. But we should never stop saying thank you. We should never stop acknowledging those wonderful blessings that could only come from what is greater than us. So don't go away. We'll be back in just one moment. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. Happy Hump Day, everybody. I'm your host, Mark Michael Saris. Before we get our guests back in, in case you were considering how to go into the fourth quarter, rather, making a small change, a big shift. Try this V8, 60 calories per can, two full servings of vegetables, 100% vegetable juice. And guess what? Easy to find. Head down the juice aisle in your local grocer and just try it. You can get it in all types of sizes and flavors, but don't be one of those people who says after the fact, oops, I could have had a V8. Get yourself one today. Bringing back James Phelps and Marty Martinez. Hi, guys. I wanted to go into the last section of our interview today, we've been talking about the power of we and how you're going to be working with us and how we're learning from you and how it all came together to be a cohesive agreement plan, a covenant, if you will. And so what about that person out there who is a solopreneur? They're it. They're an author or whatever they're doing, from their own CEO seat. How do they know when it's time for people like you in their brand?
The sooner the better. In the beginning, from day one. And the reason why is if you start with a clear message and know exactly what you're doing, then it just sets you up for success in the future. With the businesses that I had in the past, I was figuring out as I went along, and I waited too late to figure out exactly, who, my message and to clarify my message. So I say the earlier you get us before you get a website together, that's the best time to get us because we can help you with, website creation and getting clarifying your message and your story.
Perfect. Now, Marty, I just want to say before you speak, because I can see you taking the in-breath, I could see the little sadness on your little face because our names are showing and yours isn't. So let me fix that. Okay, better? All better? Okay.
I'm just excited you brought me back on the stage before him.
I wish you guys, Isabella, Marty's daughter.
And I'm getting love notes over here from Isabella. We're homeschooling. And so that's what I'm looking at over here.
Is she in the room with you?
She is. She's teleworking or she's e-learning. She's supposed to be in Spanish. So that's what I've been writing over here. She's asking me. Oh, she's back out of Spanish. So I've been translating Spanish words for her, which is what she's supposed to be doing in Spanish. But anyways,
ooh,
I know.
You better be careful.
Don't be doing her homework.
Right. Somebody from the school board going to be knocking on the door. So you want to do
Senor,
homework,
Then, hey, we'll know why she failed Spanish. Marty teaches Spanish.
Right. And then the teacher comes in. I knew those doodles of, what is it? Pythagoras theorem couldn't have been hers. Where Marty's been putting it in her notebook.
Isabella, let me know when you take Korean. I'm your person.
Anyway,
as part of the advice, I would say the number one thing to do is shift over to StoryBrand and do it. Reach out to us and we can set
Explain
you up.
What that means. StoryBrand.
I was going to say. So StoryBrand is storytelling. Learn how to talk about yourself, your business through the power of story. And we talk about this even with transitioning veterans. I think we told you, Lauren, we help transitioning Rangers do job interviews. So everyone knows about the STAR technique: situation, task, accomplishment, results. Everybody does that in an interview. How do you turn that into a story? And so you can turn that into a story. You can talk about your business in a story. So Donald Miller building a story brand, right? If you see this, he's got a Business Made Simple University. Mm-hmm. If you want, reach out to us. I think you've got our social media links. Yeah, and I will. If you send us an email, I'll get you hooked up with the course, 60 days for free. And my thing is to educate yourself as much as possible before you open your wallet. Take everything you can for free, and then buy the book. Read the book. You can walk through all this stuff, and then when you say, okay, I need some help. Now I need to bring in the big guns. Now you're educated, and then we can come in.
So, okay, well, that sounds good, but I've been I'm role playing right now, by the way. Hypothetical. So I'm sitting here, I got my 2 kids. I'm trying to get my quilting business off the ground. And, COVID, we were out of work for a while. We're still behind on some credit cards. And I need this brand to help get us across at least the finish line once in a while of every month. But so how do I find money for somebody like you when I'd be taking it possibly from those guys over there?
Yeah.
I.e. the kids.
No, that's a great question. So some of the things that we do, if you reach out to us, we help you. Like we have a coffee guy we're working with. We just helped him come up with lead generating things to help sell more coffee. I can't give the name of the titles, but we came up with lead generating PDFs for him to sell more coffee subscriptions. Today's National Coffee Day. I said,
yeah, it is.
I said, here, you need to do a quiz. What does your coffee say about your personality? Take this quiz, find out. Here's how you sell this. Here's how you sell this. So we give you ways to help you generate money to pay for the course.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to, you know what? I believe in the show me state motto and what they say in the hood. Who you, I can show you better than I can tell you. So here we go.
You ready for me to sing? Is that what you're going to say?
You guys are business. And so I'm going to get off the screen. Tell us your story. Show us what you're talking about when you say, tell people what you do through story. In 3, 2, 1.
All right.
My favorite color is purple. I like long walks on the beach holding hands. Oh, wait, sorry.
So
I was like to say no date in sight. Wait a minute.
So
I might have been too hasty on that.
So you know how people struggle to find words to sell their products and services. That's what we do. We help businesses clarify their messages so that people can communicate clearly. We're Joint Task Force 214. That's plain and simple. That's our.
It's short, concise. It's to the point. We tell people we what is the problem. We give you the solution, and then the result after we solve your problem. It's pretty simple. So, and we can do that through through sales funnels, PDF lead generations, email messaging. All those things are things that we can do. Your website, and it's, for example, we do website reviews. We can review your website, tell you not what's wrong with it, but what we recommend for suggestions on how to make it better. Because you already have great, right? We just want to make it great.
Yeah. Hey, do you ever run into people? We know clearly when something around this house needs an update. Those cabinets, they're starting to look like, how important is it for us as business people, as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever it is we're doing for income, to keep our fingers on the pulse of when something has served its time? Finished serving its purpose. It's time to upgrade, if you will. Like we never question it when Apple or whatever phone we have says there's a new one out. We look into it, and the next thing, I ain't getting it. I wish I would pay $1,000 for it. 2 weeks later.
Well, it's just like relationships.
You see what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for us to do it internally in our own brands and in our own lives, for that matter, when we do it so quickly for just things?
Well, it's just like for the website, for example. People take ownership of the website like that's them. That's who they are. They make it about themselves on that website, for example. But, the issue is when you do that, you're not subject to change. And, that's a big pushback that we get when we talk to folks and say, hey, look, these are some suggestions that I would do. Nobody wants to see a big image of you. Nobody wants to see that. They want to see what service that you provide. What can you do to help them? And, I do real estate as well, Lauren. I don't know if you remember that, but I sell real estate.
No.
And the real estate industry is a great example of how you must change and adapt to the situation and times that you're in. Right now in Raleigh, the market is extremely high. You cannot find inventory. If you use old tactics like just put a Facebook up, just do just do a website, you're not going to generate any leads. And that's where we come in with strategic, up-to-date marketing. And that's what you got to do. I know the MOIC has more to add. So what do you got?
No, it's plain and simple. Like using the website example, a lot of people are very proud of their team. They want to have their leadership team up there, and they put them up there. we say that doesn't help me survive and thrive. As a client coming in, I don't really care who your president is. I want to know how you're going to help me. One of my buddies, his marketing professor at UT Austin said, "Tell me quick and tell me true, or else my friend away with you. Less on how your product came to be and more what you can do for me." Right?
Boom.
It's so exactly what they're saying is, tell me quick and
Do it again.
tell me quick and tell me true, or else my friend away with you. Lesson on how your product came to be and more what you can do for me.
Now go put on a leprechaun outfit and come back and do it again.
So I don't care about how you came through all this, about your grandfather. My grandfather built this back in 1870. No, I want to know exactly how you're going to help me survive and thrive.
Survive and thrive.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. How does this help me go from great to greater, right? As you say.
Yeah.
How does this help me, fight off the Mongolian horde or whatever and get better? How does this help me, my family, find safety?
Horde.
Oh, I thought you said the Mongolian whore. I was like, Bernadette too?
That's another story. Let's talk about that's another story.
If your name is Bernadette or you're out there, girl, I wasn't talking about you. I just made that up. So don't send me any hate mail.
Go ahead.
You guys, on the screen right now is one of the 3 connectors where you could find your way right back into the conversation if you want to continue it with Marty the Moac or James A. Felt. Here it is, Facebook, or if LinkedIn is more your jam, you can find them there as well. And finally, don't miss all of the Lounge with Legend shows. They're archived right here on their YouTube channel, as well as a lot of other golden nuggets. So I'm going to keep those in rotation as we get out here. Gentlemen, it's a real pleasure. Again, I just want to say, first of all, happy coffee, National Coffee Day. And thank you so much for bringing all that you are, everything that you've been, and everything you could ever hope to become, smack dab into the heart of the power of we. It means so much to not only myself, but to the entire family. So again, looking forward to all that is to come. And you guys, listen, as we get out of here today, I posted something this morning where when I stopped to get water, we were out of water, and I saw roses, and I bought 2 dozen of them for my husband. Why? Because they're really selfishly a reminder for me to always, always acknowledge what is greater by thanking it in any way I can for the many blessings that are within my space. And if you just do what you can do, that's going to be enough. Trust me. Get out there today and be the very best you can be so that you can pass that on to someone else. I'll meet you back here, God willing, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central, right out front for another episode. Tomorrow, Septimius Marlowe is back. You might remember him from so many things. He's a fashion designer, a musician, just won some more awards on the indie channels. And he was also on the X Factor UK. Got buzzed all the way across the board and booted off the stage in less than 30 seconds. He's going to tell you why that was one of the best things that could have ever happened in his career. That and more tomorrow. On behalf of all of us here at Bathrobe Moments and my co-host, Isabella. Oh, you finally came back to work? Where you been? You know what? You ain't going to keep getting these checks every month, Isabella, and showing up whenever you're good and ready. I'm just kidding. Have a great day, everybody. Be good to yourself so you can be better to everyone else. Marty, you guys got anything to say before we go?
No, thank you for having us on the show. We're happy to be part of the Power of We family.
Same here. All right, you guys, there it is. Get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.